Today I'm going to be giving you guys the update on my tumor. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brooke. If you've never seen me before, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today, you guys, I'm going to be giving you the update on my tumor. I gave you guys a video a couple weeks back explaining how my dermatologist found a certain kind of skin tumor and I was gonna get that shit removed. Also, how glossy are my lips looking right now? Real glossy? It's necessary. My lips are real chapped. But yes, so I already explained the whole video about how my dermatologist found it, the biopsy results, and everything like that in that video, so go click on it if you want to know more information. But this is going to be the update video on it, and I hope I never really have to speak on it again, and I just heal and move on from it. So on December 7th, 2021, I had an appointment at 9 in the morning to get my tumor removed from my leg. I was so nervous. I had literally no idea what I was going to expect. All I knew is that I was going to get stitches, and I've never had stitches ever in my life, I don't think, and I was like, what? And also it's on my leg, so I knew I was going to be able to see the stitches, and I didn't know what the hell I was in for, pretty much. My doctor told me to eat beforehand, so I ate some freaking crackers and cold cuts, and it was delicious. I actually was so excited to eat because I normally don't eat breakfast, and that's not even breakfast. It's literally cold cuts and crackers. But anyways, I ate. I was feeling a little bit better. I was still a little anxious, and I got to the doctor's office. I got there a little early like my doctor asked me for. I walked up in there, and I didn't go to my normal doctor's normal dermatology room, and it was not a normal room. It was a room that had like one of those like big doctor lights and like a bigger sort of chair that you like can like lean back and like, you know, not the normal like, oh, like sit down kind of chair. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh god. So I saw my doctor, I talked to him, and I was just like telling him all my worries, like, is there gonna be a scar, like what the F is gonna happen? And he was like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, there's gonna be a scar. There's gonna be like probably like an inch scar. And I'm like, ah! Not only is he telling me there's gonna be a scar, but it's gonna be an inch scar. I was like, you know what, at the end, I don't care. I can't do anything about it, so I'm just gonna like let that go. There's more things to worry about on this freaking earth. So my doctor started out by cleaning my whole area of my leg, and I just want to say before we get into it, I have some pictures. They're going to be kind of graphic. If you don't like blood, if you don't like gore, if you don't like stitches, if you don't like wounds, if you don't like scars, if you don't like anything that has to do with any kind of damage to a body, I just wouldn't even look. I feel like I should show people what it looks like because, one, it's interesting. Two, why should I be ashamed of it? I did nothing to cause it. And three, if you have some kind of scar on your body that you're like worried about, don't be. And I hope this helps you relieve some of the, I don't know, just anything that you feel about any part of your body that has scars on it. Like just don't worry about anything, okay? Like there's so much more to worry about. So anyways, that's my little rant. Okay, so I put on that little dressing gown. I was like, yes, better get this tumor cut out. I was feeling not good. So I put the gown on. My doctor came in. He looked at my leg, cleaned the area, and was like, we gotta get this shit started. And I was like, ah! He started out by injecting it ended up being 3 syringes of numbing shit, I don't know the words, numbing stuff into my leg. I was extremely worried and paranoid that I was somehow going to feel the scalpel cutting my leg, so I kept asking to put more numbing because he put 2 syringes worth of numbing stuff in my leg, and then he started cleaning it and doing like all this stuff, and I was like, I swear I still feel it. And he was like, you gotta let the numbing stuff kick in a little bit, and I was like, please just put more. So for the sake of my sanity, he put more numbing stuff in. And I just want you guys to know, I didn't feel anything, so please don't get freaked out, but I was just so paranoid that I was gonna feel something. So he put another syringe in. He started cleaning the area, wiping it all down. He ended up sectioning the area where he knew he was going to cut. here's when the pictures started coming in. I never thought I was gonna be the person that started like taking photos of things that was happening. Like, you know, people like take videos of them like in a dentist office, and like I don't know how you do that. I'm like so shy. How do you like be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna like take, like, no, I've just never done that. So when I started doing it, I felt a little self-conscious, but like what is he gonna say? Like, it's literally my leg, and I want to like remember what's going on and like what it's gonna look like and stuff, and I wanted to like document it. So I was like, I don't care, and he didn't care either. So I was like, cool. Cool. So he first drew a circle around the spot that he knew he had to get out, and then he drew a bigger circle around the little circle because he wanted to make sure he took every single thing out. He didn't want to miss anything, and he was like, I'd rather go in once than have to go in twice, and I'd rather just take out more than I not necessarily have to, but more so we know we never have to worry about this ever again. I was like, gotcha. Probably the scar would be a lot smaller if he didn't do that, but there was a possibility of that it could have came back. So I was just like, I don't care. In the end, I don't even give a shit. So, but yeah, so basically what he was going to be doing was taking that whole area out in between the circle and then sewing it into a straight line. So he was going to take that big chunk of shit out and then sewing my leg out. Then, oh my gosh, I can't even look at these photos. They are not disgusting. They are just, they're a little much. They're a little much. Okay. I know you guys might think that I'm just doing this for entertainment, but I'm also doing this YouTube channel just for like documentation, and like I want to remember stuff and look back on stuff, and like, bro, like, what is life? I want people to look back at my YouTube channel like 300 million years and be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, he put a little, like, just like, if you guys ever watch Grey's Anatomy, like, bitch, it was literally like that. Like, I'm not even kidding. So he put like a blue like kind of gown over my leg with like a square opening over where he was gonna cut. Everything was like very well sanitized and like clean and like secured and everything. So literally there was a dressing over my leg. I couldn't see my leg, but I could see like the little area. I was laying backwards on the table. I was like looking up like, oh wow, this is actually happening. And the way for me to like get through stuff and like process stuff to like, I don't know how to explain it, but if like I'm stressed out or anything like that, basically I look at things and I'm just like, am I gonna like be this anxious or like this whatever in like a day, in like hours? Like probably not. So that kind of calms me down because I know like eventually I will be okay. So that makes me like rush that process and like be okay at the moment. And let me know if anyone else does that. But I was laying back and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually happening, but it'll be over somehow in like 10 minutes. Like what? So I was just like, if I'm gonna be there in 10 minutes and be okay, then I should just make myself be okay now because I know I will be okay. I was laying back just thinking all these thoughts, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is happening. And so he was like, okay, I'm gonna start. And I'm like, I low-key was a little bit tense because I was like, oh my god, am I gonna feel it? And I didn't feel a thing. Thank the Lord. Obviously if I felt something, like would that count as like a fucking assault? Like I don't even know. Like imagine I felt the pain of him cutting my, oh my god. I didn't obviously see the process. He wasn't technically like walking me through it either, but I'll explain the stuff that I did know. So basically he cut my leg open and started to cut out the underneath of the tumor, pretty much cut all around it, took the meat out of my leg. And this was probably like a 5-minute process or so, probably even less than that. What took the most part was the cleaning up and like the whole stitches part and all that stuff. So honestly the whole surgical process really didn't take like that long, but he did say that it was growing back, and it was growing back in 2 different spots than I originally had. When he first originally saw my leg, I explained this in the last video, but when he first originally saw my leg, he didn't know what it was. Basically he froze it off, it came back, and that's why he was like, we need to do surgery. So when it came back, it grew back in 2 different spots. And the thing is like, you don't even know, like you wouldn't even know what it was if you saw it. It was 2 little tiny like red little dots pretty much, but it was growing back and it was just getting bigger and bigger, and he saw that. So he's glad that he took off took like a lot more out than he initially planned, because he already saw that my body was just like it just didn't want it to go away. It was like, no, we're going back. He saw it was growing back. He told me that he saw it was growing back, but luckily when he took it all out, he didn't see it like anywhere else, like underneath. He was like, I really took it all out. Like I took it all out. There was no remnants of anything underneath. Like there was no remnants of it spreading. Like literally everything was good when he took it out. So I was like, God bless America. And so yeah, so now is the stitches process. This was one of the weirdest feelings. I could not describe it at all. Unless you've ever had stitches done, like there's no way you can explain the feeling. He took a little black string. It looked like, I was like, shit, you better thread my eyebrows. He had the string, like he had that black string, and he was like, he tied that little knot, and he was like, So he starts sewing my leg up. I didn't necessarily feel the stitches, but I felt the pulling. Like when he would, this is so disgusting and graphic, I'm so sorry. When he would stick the needle in and like pull it and then pull my skin together, I felt the pulling of the wire, but I didn't feel any pain, and I didn't feel like any like tension. I just felt him pulling my skin together, and like would feel him pulling the string tighter and tighter, and my skin would be wrapped. It was the weirdest, like, I don't even know, like 5 to 10 minutes, like ever. Like I literally couldn't describe that feeling no matter how hard I tried. It just like, if you know, you know. If you know, you know, girl. Okay, if you know the stitches feeling, you know. It was so weird. I hope I never experience something like that again. Yeah, so he cleaned up. Everything was good. I had like all this dried glue like all over my leg, and like it wasn't like glue necessarily. It was just like all this cleaning stuff, and you know, he just wanted to make sure everything was sanitized and stuff. And I was super nervous, and right after he was finished, he was like, do you want to see it, right? Because he was going to take a picture for himself and like his documentation, whatever. And I was like, no. And then he just looks at me, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have to see it anyways, so like I should probably see it now, right? And he was just like, I mean, do whatever you want, right? And like, he's not gonna force me. And I looked up and I went, holy shit. It was way too real. Like it was way too real. My skin was literally tied. Like it was literally tied, and if it wasn't, I'd have a hole in my leg. And I didn't like know what I was looking at. I didn't know how to feel. I was numb, but like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what I should be feeling, to be honest. I didn't know what the feeling I should be like feeling was. I was fine. Anyways, fast forwarding, I'm all dressed and everything, whatever. I have to come back in 2 weeks to get the stitches out. They're not dissolvable stitches. They're none of that pretty stuff, okay? I had to go back and get the stitches out of my leg. So I'm going to pop up some pictures of my leg, what it looks like bandaged, what it looked like as it was healing, because I wanted to take pictures to remember like how it was healing and stuff. And it looked really bad in the beginning. It really looked disgusting. It looked really just not good, not appealing. It was hard. Like the first time I had to clean it, couldn't understand what I was looking at. I felt like I felt pain, but I wasn't in pain. He said I was like bound to be in some pain because my body just experienced like some trauma to it. So like I was bound to feel pain just to like take Tylenol and stuff, but I never ended up having any sort of pain ever. Thank God. But when I first took off the bandage, like he said, like for the first like 48 hours, like don't get it wet, like don't do anything, let it heal. So like 2 days later, I took the bandage off, and the process was just like dabbing it with like some soap and water to clean it, and then just put like tons of Aquaphor and then like just cover it up, right? And so that's what I was doing for the first like, I mean, for literally like 2 weeks until I got my stitches out, right? And but the first time I tried to clean it, oh my god, I was just like, ha, ha, I was just like, ha. When I was cleaning, I was like, ha, like I didn't know what the hell I was going on. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't know what I was supposed to be feeling. I didn't know if I was doing it right. I was really scared of getting infected. I was like, no, I'm not letting this shit get infected. And thank God it didn't end up getting infected. I worked really freaking hard. Ow. I've been sitting on my foot for so long. Ah! My leg is done. My leg is like actually done. I've been sitting on my freaking left leg for so long. Okay, give me a second while I revive my leg. So fast forward 2 weeks, a lot of not moving really, not straightening my leg, he was like, just don't go to the gym, don't do squats, like don't do anything that will require your skin to like have to stretch and like do a lot of like owies. So I did a lot of walking with a straight leg when I didn't have to. When I walked up the stairs, I did that like bend with the right leg, swung my left leg over kind of thing, as if I like broke my ankle. But I was like really determined not to mess up my leg. I was like, hell no. Like, if I already have to have a scar, I don't want it to get any worse by getting infected. Like, I didn't want any issues. So I took it very seriously. Fast forward 2 weeks. I had to get my stitches out. I don't know why. Maybe it was just the nurse, and no hate to her, but I don't think she knew what she was doing. It hurt so bad getting my stitches out. I felt everything. It took her so long to get them out. She was snipping and pulling so hard on my leg. Like, she was literally pulling the string and literally like ripping my skin up. Like, it hurt. Oh my god, it hurt so bad. She took all my stitches out and I was like bleeding, and I was like kind of like reopened a little bit in some places, and I was really worried about it. My leg was so red. I was just like, damn, I like worked really hard these past 2 weeks to make sure my leg was really good, and it looked so good in the stitches. Like, all the swelling went down and everything, just for this woman to just fuck up my leg, and I was really upset about it, but I couldn't do literally anything about it. Fast forward to today. It is over a month later. I have a lot of healing to go. My leg is still bruised, it's still red, it's still not healed in the literal slightest. But I do put a lot of bio oil in it, vitamin E, you know, Aquaphor, Neosporin. Like, I really tried to take care of my leg. But it's just in due time, it needs to heal. That's okay. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like right now. I don't, like, care what anyone has to say. I have enough scars on my freaking body, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I couldn't care less about this. I was really worried about it because my leg could seem like a little indented a little bit on my thigh, but that's just because like I'm missing skin now there. I'd rather have it gone than have the tumor in my leg, you know? Like, you know, the logic don't even make sense. Like, what would I rather? Like, obviously not have it. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you my leg. So this is what my leg looks like from like afar. If I was standing up, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna pop up a picture of what it actually looks like, but from like afar, even though the lights are kind of dim right now, you can see that something is clearly on my leg. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. It's now been over a month since, and I didn't want to like make a video as soon as I had the surgery because I'm like, I have nothing to show you but this horrific picture of my stitches. So I want to show you guys what it looks like now. It's just like healing. It's like really dry, obviously, because like skin's trying to rebuild and all this other stuff. But yeah, that's the update on the tumor. I hope I never have to experience anything like that again. Yeah, that's the tumor update. I hope that is a wonderful story time for you. Sorry for all the graphic stuff, and yeah, like this video if you like stitches. Like this video if you're generous though, and subscribe because I'm trying to reach 750 subscribers. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.